I don't know what I can do. Yo guys, UKOG here, and this week it is time for some SUZUKA action. A very tough circuit, and after a P10 result last week in the opening round of the LFM Pro Series, I really need a strong result if I want to fight for that championship. For this round though, another curveball has been thrown at us. It is extremely hot, so the tyres are melting around this track. Strategy, conserving our tyre wear, and getting a good qualifying result is going to be everything. Now we're in qualifying right now, and I want you guys to look at the top left. That's my delta and my predicted lap compared to my current best. I'm 2/10 up. Just take a note at that time. Just take a note. Just take a note. Now, in typical UKOG fashion, I can't finish out a lap, so of course I mess up the last corner, which means I go over the line with a little bit of an improvement. This was my best lap overall in qualifying, but unfortunately, we look at what could have been, and yeah, I was a little bit sad here. So I may have choked qualifying, but I'm going to try my hardest to not choke in this race. So we line up on the grid here. We're about to go green in P5. We've got quite a few different variety of cars ahead of us. We've got a Ferrari, a Bentley, another Ford. We've got an Aston Martin. So yeah, this is going to be a really, really interesting one. As the lights go green, we head off and we dive into turn 1 here. We notice that there's a little bit of contact ahead there from P1 and P2, so that sends the Bentley right to the outside. A lot of other cars take advantage there, but unfortunately we can't. So the Bentley goes from right at the front row down 2 positions, and now we're right on the back of him. So I'm going to try and use this opening lap to maybe pressure him, because, you know, if someone makes a mistake or if someone drops positions, they're immediately on the back foot and they become vulnerable. So let's just stay as close as we can to that Bentley. We've got a Ferrari behind us. The FDA driver, Grantis Caracas, he used to be my teammate. He's right there. So gonna have to just keep an eye on him into this hairpin coming up. This is a real big problem corner, especially on lap 1. Very easy to take a send here, or accidentally send it. But we keep it nice and calm. However,
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
oh my god, massive crash! What just happened? Carpet just died. Is that TC0? So it turns out I was right, and the Bentley of Karppinen, he uses traction control only for the hairpin, and guess what? He forgot to turn it on. So lap 1, what a mistake that is. That is so unfortunate, but it means we got a free position. However, we did lose a lot of actual track time. So now we are quite a few seconds behind the guys in front.
I think Casarino's in line to win this with Aston tyre wear.
So I made a pretty bold prediction on lap 1 that Casarino in the Aston Martin would get this win. He's the Aston Martin we were fighting right to the end in the last race, and the Aston Martin is known for being really good on tyres. So that's why I made that prediction, because as you can see, it's really hot. The tyres are going bright yellow. They're going to start dropping really hard here, and that car just deals with it a lot better than the others. So let's see what happens and how this develops. As you can see, though, I'm just in no man's land. There's no one behind me, and the gap in front is sort of stabilized around the 2 to 3 second range. So I can't do anything. I just got to keep doing my laps, treating this like a hot stint or something, and just see if I can do anything. Maybe I've got a bit more fuel in, I can go a bit longer, strategize. That's all I can hope for here. And what do you know? I get the look from the gods as the Ferrari in P2 comes into the pit for a really, really early undercut. That's going to shake up the guys in front. They're going to want to cover him off. And I know if I just stay out and do my laps here, yeah, I'm going to drop time because they'll be on fresher tires earlier. But then their tires are going to get destroyed. So I will be able to catch up really quick in the second stint and actually be able to mount a charge and hopefully go for some overtakes. And just like that, both of them cover the Ferrari off. The Ford in P1 and the Aston. So I am just loving life right now. Yeah, there's a little bit of a gap that I need to catch, but I'm so confident. I'm so confident that if I just stick it out, Just try not to lose too much time here, and the second stint is going to be glorious, hopefully. And finally, with only 27 minutes to go now, I make my pit stop, which means I've got 10-minute fresher tires than that Ferrari, which is pretty crazy. Now look at the gap. Yeah, it's kind of big, right? They have pulled an extra 5 seconds on me. But I'm telling you guys, strategy in this game is crucial at these kind of temperatures. So let's watch that gap come tumbling down.
This is going to be 9-0. Isn't good for the tires, man. So put up.
So it took only 5 laps to catch up with these boys, and as soon as I catch them, look at this! There's contact ahead! Minar sends it a little bit too hot on the Ferrari, which means he goes off the track. The Aston's now having a look down the inside, and they are fighting hard, and we are right there to take advantage of this. Now an Aston and a Ferrari going side by side into 130R. This is some spooky stuff. I'm a little bit cautious there. Maybe I should have sent it a bit harder. We try and go for the up and under on the Ferrari in the braking zone. Can't quite make it work. He definitely does a good job there defending us off. But we're here. We're on the back. And we are ready to try and take advantage of what we can. Which happens to be the next lap as we get a crazy run on this Ferrari. We're going to go around the outside of Burn. Can we make it stick? Not quite. Suzuka Turn 1 is quite brutal to go for one of those kind of moves, but it gives us an idea for the next lap. But we do go on the attack even earlier than planned as we come out of Spoon here really close, and it allows us to go for a run. Now he's going to cover off the inside here, so I'm forced to go on the outside into 130R, the quickest corner on the track, and I have to back out. There's just no way that move's going to work. But we're putting him off, and that's the main thing here, because if we can just keep putting him off, he makes a few bad exits, maybe he gets nervous, we can get him. So, coming out of the final chicane here, not a great run, but you're going to see the power of this Ford is just insane. Now, last lap, he didn't fully cover the inside, so I'm going to pretend I'm going to go left, I'm going to switch to the right, and then this happens.
Car on the left. Clear on the left.
Dude, I don't know what I can do. Like that, I got squeezed almost off the grass.
Now this was a really aggressive move, but I think I was warranted the space here on the inside, and he just turns in a little bit too tight. One contact here and then another one. And thankfully the stewards thought I was in the right here, so I didn't get a penalty thankfully, and I was able to continue with the race. But now that we're clear, I've got some good and bad news. The bad news is that we've lost a lot of time to the guys in front with only 5 minutes left of this race. It's going to be really, really hard to now catch them back up. Just one battle has cost me so much time. However, very good news. Look at P1. He's got a 5-second penalty for that contact he made earlier in the race with the Ferrari. So that means if I just stay where I am, I get P2 overall in this race. But you know what I'm like. I'm going to try and send it. Can we catch that Aston Martin and go for a win here? Nope. We gave it our all, but as you see, the clock has hit 0. We're coming into the final corners, and maybe with one more lap, we could have at least, you know, done something, made an attempt. But here we go, over the line, and that is P2 in the LFM Pro Series at Suzuka.
Man, P2 is still good though. I'm happy with that. Woo! P2, baby. Oh, man, that was a tough one. That was a tough one. Really, we had the best strategy by miles. It's just, you know, to get past people even when you're in a Ford is so difficult. Yeah, I should have died the Fiat a lap. I should have done that exact move 1 lap earlier, basically. And maybe things would have been better.
What a race that ended up being. I'm super happy to get P2 in round 2 of the LFM Pro Series. Next round, round 3, is at Silverstone, my home track. So I'm hoping for another good result to continue this championship charge, and hopefully we can have another good race. So I'll catch you guys then. Thank you all for watching. Take care. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. All the usual gaff, and I'll see you on the next one.
yeah, I just did a massive overcut, fueled a lot more than the others to think maybe I can send it at the end, and yeah, I was able to. I was able to catch up, and had about, I'd say, 6 or 7 laps to fight them. I managed to get the Ferrari, but it just, maybe 1 or 2 more laps and I could have done something more, but it is what it is. I'm happy to still get P2.
Yeah, it was a monstrous charge back towards that group out the front. I'm sure that you were praying for that fighting and squabbles kick off.